Welcome to Compelling Topics, the only channel dedicated to the perspective of leading researchers from the Italian independent scene. Let's turn your minds on. In the first episode of this interview for the Italian phenomenon, Fabio Zanfretta guided us through his memories of growing up alongside his father, Pier Fortunato Zanfretta, offering an intimate and human perspective on one of Italy's most discussed UFO cases. Now, in this second part, the focus shifts toward the material and emotional consequences of those events, mysterious objects, unexplained phenomena, the impact on family life, and the reactions of the outside world. This episode moves beyond the sightings themselves, exploring dignity, skepticism, media pressure, and the importance of serious journalism in preserving memory and truth. A recurring aspect in the interview is that of objects, tools, or material presences accompanying the events. Fabio speaks of a particular box, remembered even today with precision. This box had about 12 symbols on its surface, like a keyboard. But it was not a simple mechanical object. When his father approached or opened it, it behaved in strange ways. Sometimes it emitted lights or projected beams. Other times, Fabio recounts, it generated effects that seemed almost like portals suspended from the ceiling. The phenomenon was not limited to this box. Other episodes are cited in the interview: lights in the sky, sudden phenomena, events that defy logic and everyday perception. Fabio recalls the Spain case, when under regression hypnosis his father anticipated a UFO sighting later confirmed by ANSA, or the shooting incident at the Falla Rosa crossroads, in a remote area without artificial lights, where mysterious lights suddenly appeared during a gunfight, leaving witnesses astonished. Fabio describes these events without embellishment. There is no dramatization, no theatricality. He simply reports facts that, in his view, left an indelible mark on his father's life. And even today, decades later, they remain unexplained. The presence of these objects and phenomena had concrete consequences. Fabio recounts how his father, once respected as a security guard, began to face professional and social difficulties after the first significant contact with these beings or phenomena. His reputation was questioned, his daily life disrupted by extraordinary events others could not comprehend. The description of the box, the beams, the portals, and the lights is not presented as metaphor or fantasy. Fabio insists his father experienced them, touched them, observed their effects. And he himself, as a son, remembers those moments, the flashes of memory resurfacing as he recounted them, and the difficulty of confronting the inexplicable. There is a constant tension between the tangible and intangible, between what can be verified and what remains a mystery. The box and related objects were never exploited. They were never used for show or profit. They always represented a personal enigma, something powerful and disturbing that affected the daily life of those who experienced them. Fabio emphasizes that trying to make sense of these objects is difficult. Even today, years later, the question remains, what were they for? What was their purpose? His father himself never had certainties. There was no clear logic, no instructions to follow. There was only direct experience, the perception of a presence imposing its own will. These episodes, Fabio recounts, affected not only his father but the entire family. Every ordinary moment of daily life was filtered by a sense of both unease and wonder. The unexplained episodes intertwined with ordinary reality, making it impossible to separate what was normal from what was not. This is the strength of Fabio's testimony. It shows life alongside an extraordinary phenomenon without sensationalism. The objects, lights, portals become tools to understand not the alien or mysterious entity, but the human and familial impact of an experience that defies logic. This dramatic experience profoundly marked the family. Fabio interprets these moments as proof that his father was under the control of forces or entities he called dargos. Fabio's mother, though frightened, always trusted her husband's good faith. She was aware that he was experiencing something extraordinary and sought to protect him without fully understanding the scope. Fabio emphasizes how his mother's youth, concern, and attachment to his father allowed her to observe events lucidly, even without being able to explain them. Fabio's account also highlights the psychological and human weight. Growing up alongside a parent experiencing extraordinary phenomena is not simple. Daily life merges with the incredible, fear alternates with curiosity, and the family must find a balance between protection, disbelief, and acceptance. He recalls how his mother's memory gradually faded over time. To reconstruct events, he had to stimulate her by recounting what he remembered, evoking flashes and details that would otherwise have been lost. Each story thus became a shared process, a testimony seeking to capture the sense of the events, their complexity, and their human impact. Despite everything, his mother and Fabio maintain a position of balance, protect the family, preserve the father's dignity, and try to recount events without sensationalism. Fear, anxiety, surprise, and astonishment are part of their life, but they also become tools to understand the phenomenon without being overwhelmed. Behind the lights, mysterious objects, and unexplained events are real people, families who suffer, parents seeking to protect their children, and children trying to understand. Fabio's testimony is valuable because it places the human dimension at the center of an experience that, for many, remains merely science fiction or legend. Fabio recalls that after his father's extraordinary experiences, reactions from the outside world were immediate and complex. Friends, acquaintances, and colleagues struggled to comprehend what was happening. Even today, he says, many still mock this story, make jokes, or doubt it, because it's hard to understand if you haven't experienced it firsthand. Skepticism wasn't limited to neighbors or friends. Journalists were often incredulous as well. Fabio remembers an interview for a Swiss TV station where recounting the events made him relive past emotions. "I started crying," he confesses, "because people can't grasp what we had to endure. Living with someone who experienced extraordinary encounters isn't a normal life. There's no escape, no normality." Despite these challenges, Fabio emphasizes that his father always remained consistent in his accounts, even under regressive hypnosis. Events like the Spain case, where his father accurately described a UFO sighting that the ANSA would report the following morning, and the shooting at Falla Rosa, described from above with sudden mysterious lights, demonstrate verifiable elements of his experiences. In recent years, discussions emerged about adapting Pier Zanfretta's story into a film or series. Fabio describes mixed emotions, curiosity to see the story told seriously, and concern over renewed public exposure. "There's a major project in the works, but nothing is certain yet," he says. His father never sought fame. He focused on living and understanding his experiences while protecting those around him. A film or series could reignite public interest, potentially causing new challenges. Fabio hopes any adaptation will convey the truth of what happened, avoiding sensationalism. He emphasizes the human dimension often neglected by media coverage. Beyond lights and phenomena, there are real people experiencing fear, wonder, and vulnerability. Any adaptation should convey these human truths alongside the extraordinary events. Fabio emphasizes that Pier Zanfretta's story would not be as clear or well documented without Rino Di Stefano, an independent researcher and journalist who meticulously collected testimonies, photos, traces, and investigations. Rino's work created a reliable and organized record of the events from 1978 to 1980, preserving details that might otherwise have been lost. Rino exemplified serious journalism, verifying sources, documenting evidence, and allowing the audience to form their own opinions. He avoided sensationalism, choosing precision and respect for the truth over public attention or notoriety. Fabio highlights how Rino's efforts made it possible to have a clear point of reference for the extraordinary phenomena, from UFO sightings to the mysterious objects and strange occurrences surrounding his father. He also underlines the emotional and human aspect of the story, often overlooked by media, the impact on Piero and his family. Thanks to Rino's dedication, the story can now be shared accurately, preserving the dignity and lived experience of his father. Fabio concludes by noting that Piero Zanfretta's story is not only about unexplained phenomena, but also a testament to how rigorous, serious journalism can protect memory, credibility, and humanity. What makes this interview truly rare in the field of ufology is its point of view. We are not listening to the alleged experiencer, nor to an investigator, nor to a commentator. We are listening to a son who grew up behind the scenes of one of Italy's most controversial UFO cases. A son who did not choose publicity, mystery, or attention, but who witnessed, from the inside, the long-term consequences of events that would mark his father and his family forever. In the world of alien abduction narratives, first-hand testimonies are common. What is far less common is the voice of those who lived alongside the experiencer, those who observed the fear, the confusion, the social pressure, and the private struggles away from cameras and headlines. Fabio Zanfretta offers that unique perspective, not sensational, not theatrical, just deeply human. And perhaps it is precisely this behind-the-scenes testimony that allows us to understand the true weight of extraordinary claims, not only as phenomena to analyze, but as lived experiences that reshape entire families. This concludes this interview. See you soon for the next episode of The Italian Phenomenon on compelling topics.